whatever, 645.5.
And we're live. So this VUC640 what, Randy?
645.5.
645.5.
Star date 2048.6.
Yeah, something like that. So that we've just come back from Camawilio World in Berlin. And whilst we were there, we kind of missed the big story of the week, which is that Amazon released a voice calling and a messaging service to go onto these things. And so we kind of want to discuss this. And I thought, who is our local expert? And well, Sam, you're it. So Sam, can you tell us a little bit more about what happened this week and what this thing actually does?
Yes, so you can hear me okay, I've got my mic on. So yeah, it was a little bit, I was travelling as well actually. I was in Dublin on Tuesday, and I saw there was going to be, there was an announcement. So winding it back slightly, it kind of was announced in a couple of stages. They announced a new Echo device last week, I think it was, the Echo Show, which is a kind of display screen type speaker device. That was announced. So that was announced 3 days ago. Yes, that was announced on Monday.
It kind of looks like an Amazon tablet, but with big speakers.
Yeah,
someone a heavy bass.
Pointed out that it was the O2 Joggler, if anybody remembers that.
Oh gosh, no.
It was a nice device, the Joggler. Yeah, it was a really nice bit of hardware. I've got one.
Well, you were a bit of a Joggler fan. In fact, you were the Joggler.
The Joggler. Oh no, there was another one as well. There was a few people at O2 that it had a lot of potential. But, the concept of being this sort of fixed screen tablet countertop device, I guess. So the Echo Show was announced on Monday, and some of although that's not shipping yet, that had some calling features built into it, and I think at the same time, pretty much, they announced. I'm just going to get the exact name correct for it. It's Alexa. Is it Alexa calling and messaging? Voice. Hang on.
I think it's Amazon calling and messaging.
No, it's Alexa calling and messaging.
Oh, is it?
It is. Yes, it's getting the right.
Well, that's interesting because it suggests that it will work on any platform that supports Alexa.
Well, yes, we can come on to that. I mean, obviously, it will depend on that platform having the various API upgrades and supporting that. But at some point, yes, potentially it could support other Alexa third-party Alexa devices. But yes, it's listed as Alexa calling and messaging. I'm just looking at the page here.
Okay. And have you had a chance to dig into it and find out how it's doing it?
Not really, to be honest. It's been quite a busy week actually. I've literally only got it working briefly yesterday, so I was quite excited. Partly because I've got several Echo devices, and we've also now moved into quite a large new house, so I need more Echo devices.
It's a good excuse.
Absolutely. But one of the really interesting things as well is Mum now lives next door, so she's got a little annex bungalow attached to the back of the house. With her own.
Brilliant! Because one of the great use cases for this is communicating with senior people who would struggle with a slightly more.
So this is device. the idea of.
Hello.
Hey, Randy. No, so yeah. I mean, the first thing I thought was brilliant. I finally got an excuse to put an Echo in her lounge because she comes over for dinner. So every evening I'm always phoning and saying dinner's ready. But so yeah, I'll come on to that a little bit in a second. But so I've briefly set it up. Basically, the interesting thing is that it now uses green. So this is the full size Echo here, and currently I've got it set for red, so we can keep saying Alexa, 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 and the safety is on, so we won't be triggering it. But yeah, so it now uses a green light as a notification that you have an incoming call or message or whatever. However, I'm a little bit underwhelmed with it. So there's two things. One is they haven't really implemented intercom functionality yet. What they've built it as is, and I believe it is also only available if you have a US account or your devices are set up as the US, which mine still are because I've had them before it launched over here, and I never got round to changing it.
Okay. My dot is now doing green and purple.
Oh, you have enabled it? So the first thing you have to do is there's an updated Alexa iOS app.
Yes,
which looks
I've got that.
cool. And have you got the little down the bottom of the screen? There's the little speech bubble kind of mark.
I think I have.
Ah, cool.
I have that on the Android app as well.
Yes, yeah, cool. So yeah, that is how you go through and set up. So what they've done is they've taken the kind of classic like WhatsApp and Viber and everybody, and they're using your phone number as your identifier. So you go through a kind of two-factor auth, one-time, we send a PIN number to your phone, verify your phone number, associate your Alexa account with your phone number, which is rather irritating, and therefore and also then upload all your contacts to the cloud. So have you done that, James? Hello? I've lost audio from James. Can anybody else still hear me? Oh, there we go.
I can hear you.
I'm hearing you.
Cool. Yeah, I think James has just dropped out. Never mind.
Yeah, we lost James.
Yes. So
see, this is funny because it only has what it didn't get from me is it didn't pick up any contacts whatsoever. Actually, it picked up one ancient contact.
Yeah, this is interesting. So I've linked it to mine and given it access to my contacts, but I don't know of anybody, and I thought it was only on the US devices, which was possibly why. But I'm thinking, so I have I have some of James's numbers in my phone.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, I set up this because I was going to do a test with a different account for test purposes, rather than have the devices in the house annoying Mrs. B.
But which phone number have you associated it with? One of your phone numbers, your 07974 number?
No, that's my main account. Let me open this one. Andy's got one set up, and Michael, you've got one set up as well, haven't you?
I do.
Yeah, mine is not going to work, I don't think, because I haven't set the address in there, and I'm having problems doing so at the moment. And it's not. I don't see a speech bubble, despite having updated.
I see the speech bubble, and I just don't have any contacts. So whenever I tell it to do something,
so I wonder if somehow James has managed to get an Amazon.com account. This is interesting because some of the stuff I've seen on the forum saying it's not available to the UK devices yet as well. So that may be why Andy's problem is.
Yep.
Or two, not down to the device.
Yeah.
There's multiple settings with Alexa.
I'm on com, and I think Tim has a com. I don't see it here, but he has a .com as well. I'm just updating the iOS app.
Anyway, to be honest, I can kind of show you it just locally from here. So one of the things you can do is, so it's a bit weird because it associates your mobile within the app. You link your phone number, and really it's first and foremost think of it as another Viber, WhatsApp, over the top messaging, voice calling clone built into the Alexa app. It just so happens that then any Echo devices that are also associated with your account become extensions of that app. So it's a bit weird. I haven't yet figured out how to. Oh no, you haven't got the
No,
the speech bubble.
I haven't got it. So
I think you might. Your other account must be set up as .com because you got an Echo before they were released over in the UK, didn't you, James?
No,
Was your first device
mine was one of the very first ones in UK.
UK ones? Okay, so you should have a .co.uk account. Interesting.
Well, let me have a look in my other.
Your
Alexa.
other one. If there is the other one, well, the interesting question is the other one associated with your phone number? Because then I should see you in as a contact.
No, this one also has no.
So it's perpetuating E164s then.
Yeah, exactly, Tim. It's they've just what they've really done, it seems, is also create a clone of, I say WhatsApp, Viber, whatever you want to call all these devices, and it's kind of crazy because also so really like the Echo is a shared fixed home device.
A landline.
It is basically, yes, it is a landline, but they've tied it to. So one of the things I haven't yet figured out, and I need to kind of do when she's in a good mood, is to link the wife's phone and account. So she has her Amazon account is linked to the Echo, so we can switch profiles. We can say, Alexa, switch profile. So that's now using her Amazon account. So it's Alexa, switch profile. So the Echo has always, or Alexa has always had a concept of profiles. We have like a family account, and it's associated with her Amazon account. So if I put the app on her phone, associated with her Amazon account, link her phone number, we'd then be able to. What they've really done, I say, is made a calling app between the Alexa app on the phone. It just so happens that the Echoes are extensions of it. So I think if I call her, if I was to call her, it would ring her phone and our Echoes, and if she calls me, it would ring my phone and our Echoes. Which is, but what the other thing is, you can't call a single Echo. So I have 4 Echo devices in the house. I have 2 Echoes and 2 Dots at the moment. I really am drinking the Kool-Aid. And if I call,
You're
that's 4 of those. I also then have
up front. Don't
tap.
commit any crimes there. You'll be.
So that's not actually. I have 6 Amazon Alexa devices, and probably about the same again in Raspberry Pis on the shelf up there, and a Google Home. But,
so yeah, you're there's absolutely no risk of you committing a crime and getting away with it.
No, absolutely, yeah. How many cameras do you have in your house, Tim?
Cameras in the rest of the house. Actually, there are. In this room, I have 1 working camera.
And that jumping sumo behind you.
And the battery on that goes flat after 15 minutes. So I'm safe after 15 minutes.
And also, I have. So has anybody seen built their Magpie?
I wanted to ask you about what the hardware in that is, Sam, because I tried to get hold of one.
Oh, well, I may have a spare if you want one, Tim.
I might take you up on that, but tell me what the hardware is.
The board is, well, we'll come back to that. We'll tease that one for later, shall we?
We've just had a tweet, by the way. Chris Matthieu is watching. So, hello, Chris.
Hello, Arizona. Join us. Let's send him a.
Anyway, so back to the Alexa. So anyway, it's kind of associated with the phone number and your phone, but then I can call so if I, using the app, call myself now. I'll just put this one on the thing. So it's dialing Sam Machin. She goes green, as is probably all the other ones. Sam Machin. Alexa, answer the call.
And you instantly get feedback.
So yes, now, if I come away from this a little bit, this is me talking into the phone and coming through the Echo. You probably can't tell the quality at all from that. I'll mute it.
Yeah, it sounds wideband.
It's definitely very, very much high def.
Yeah, and the clever bit here is it's using the advanced Amazon audio processing and the beamforming microphones.
I mean, so you've got 7 microphones in the top of the Echo, and you've got quite a nice speaker and whatnot. Oh, every time it ends a call, it seems to reconnect the Bluetooth to my iPad as well.
The Echo Show actually has 8 microphones in its little array in an oblong array across the top. And it really is the best far-field audio pickup device I've ever encountered, and at a ridiculously good price if you could hijack that capability for other interesting purposes.
Nobody else will hijack.
And strangely enough, that's exactly what Sam seems to be doing.
Oh, well, yes, not necessarily yet on the Echo, although, yeah, whether I wouldn't be surprised if this isn't SIP under the hood.
I would almost put money on it.
Well, I assure you, because they announced this thing a couple of months back that was, what do they call it? It's their webcom services that they're partnered up with Vonage in providing.
Connect, yes. Yes, obviously, as a Vonage employee, I can not say anything, but yeah, we're so there is some, that's a reset. There is definitely some partnerships I know be going on between Vonage and Amazon in they're reselling Chime amongst other things, and they're powering some of the PSTN breakout on the new meetings piece. I think Chime again. So there's various interactions there. But
sorry, I kind of missed something. What is Chime?
Chime is the Amazon AWS or the AWS meetings. It's GoToMeeting it's the Amazon GoToMeeting product basically, or the AWS GoToMeeting product.
It's been around only for just a few months, really.
Yeah.
Now
It's based on Bieber.
I need to. This is a very slight diversion, but I did pick up an interesting rumor, which was that for the end of last year, when Chris was at Astricon giving his keynote, he dyed his moustache in Digium's colours. Is this actually true?
It is true. Chris.
Actually, there's video of that, I believe.
Well, allegedly has. I don't know if anybody's seen it. I mean, the quality of the Astricon videos.
Well, it's for it to have been released, isn't it? Yeah. It's less than a year.
Yeah. Compare that with the Camma World ones, which were about 45 seconds. But then again, they were done by Germans.
Hey, everybody, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. And we can see that. We can see you bristling there.
Yeah, I actually had an opening in my schedule, and I popped in, and as always, your topics fascinate me. So I was hanging out listening to you.
Yeah, funny that.
So the only other thing to say on the Echo calling and messaging stuff is it's calling and messaging. So it's calling, but you can also send a message both as voice or text. I've just sent myself a little text message which is flashing, and now I can say, Alexa, play my messages.
Quiet. We can't hear her.
Hello, VUC.
Did you get?
No, it's because you've got noise cancelling microphone, haven't you?
Yeah. Let's hang on. Let's just try that again. Alexa, play my messages.
No new messages.
Oh.
I missed the
One for Sam Machin. From Sam Machin.
Machin.
Hello, VUC. Received in the last 5 minutes.
So, have you ever seen anything as ridiculous as an Amazon Echo
wearing
a noise-cancelling headset?
I miss the days when you could get Tom Baker on to read you your messages.
Text messages, yes.
Do you remember that? Do you ever hear it? It was a brilliant interview.
The BT did it. It was like a special when they were trying to desperately flog their "Hey, you can text the landlines, so landlines aren't dead" campaign. That they paid I don't think how much money to have Tom Baker record a whole TTS.
Apparently, he refused to renew it because he said that they were people were misusing it and having him read porn down the.
It's very true. It is totally true.
There was a really interesting article actually in I can't remember what it was, but the woman who originally created all the voice prompts that for the company that became Siri. So she didn't even realize it was Siri because she was recording it for another company, and she recorded a whole bunch of phonetics. And
it's very true. She turned up at Astricon.
Ah, did she? Yes, yeah.
Yeah, in Atlanta, I think it was. Do you remember that, Chris? Were you there?
I wasn't there, but yeah, I did hear about that.
And it was fascinating because we had Siri talking to Alison.
Or the original. Apparently, they've now changed. You see, the interesting thing for me is it's because Siri in the UK was a bloke from the start, wasn't it? So if you had a
rather pompous gay bloke, yeah. We're live.
Hey, so
really
Sam,
nice person.
I heard about a feature on the new show. I guess, yeah, the show. Maybe it works on these. It's called Drop-In.
Yeah, I was going to bring that one up, Chris.
Yeah, this is what I was hinting about when I was talking about the idea of mum and things. That seems to be the intercom feature. So I had a little Twitter exchange with one of the Davis Betsky, who's the chief evangelist for Alexa at Amazon, saying, how come I can't call between rooms and things? And he sort of said, what you want is intercom. This is calling and messaging. So I think there is another feature.
Your pipe connected doorbell.
Sorry.
God.
This ad brought to you by Pipe. Product placement there, Tim. No, so he was talking about, he referred to the feature as intercom, and I think, and certainly what's in on the forums is that the intercom feature of the ability to say, Alexa, connect to dining room and connect between devices on my account and things, maybe a separate feature that's a little bit like calling and messaging, but that I think is where drop-in, because I haven't found anything. I mean, I don't know, because I haven't got I've only got myself on my contacts. I haven't got anybody to call. If anybody's got one and wants to
Chris, have you got one?
Send
Sure,
me the US number that I've got.
Or Michael's got one.
Michael, yeah, I just need your Michael. Can you send me your number somewhere without reading it out on stage, and I'll add it to the contact.
I will put it in the Hangout chat.
Yes, that sounds safe. And if I add you to my contacts, I should see you then, and I'll have somebody that I can try talking to. Hopefully.
Yeah.
That's my mobile number.
Yeah, the one you've linked to Alexa. So.
Yeah, and I only just did it this morning, but in my case, what seems to have happened is it failed to pick up the contacts on my phone. So it says I've only got myself to call.
Well, that's me too. Well, no, because it's the contacts on your phone that have also linked to Alexa. It's Alexa-enabled contacts. You can't call out.
I see.
So I only see myself as well, because what it does is it uses your contacts to cross-reference, saying, okay, they have a database. So what it does is it uploads all your contacts to their clown, and then it says, okay, which ones of these do we know about have already associated with an Alexa device? It's quite an interesting challenge. We did this at O2 actually. We were trying to do the same concept, but we wanted to create to upload your contacts and identify who was an O2 customer from a large database. And
so here's the
where's the Hangout chat? There we go.
Yeah.
Let me.
You think about that one for a second, and I'll just read a little bit about piece here about the drop-in feature. It says here, looking at AFTV News, discussing how the drop-in feature lets you use the Amazon Echo Show as an intercom or security camera. And basically, they've got this concept, I think, of presence. So the show listens and watches using its camera to detect either sound or movement. And when it sees or hears something, it changes the presence setting to recently online. And there's a picture here showing grandma recently online. So you know that there's somebody there. And then you can then say, Alexa, drop in on grandma. And my thing's just gone blue. Great.
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
I'm sure you aren't.
Oh, so you can say...
And so then you kind of barge in on grandma, which of course Tim wouldn't like that. He would think that that's the devil's spawn, but grandma would probably think that's really cool.
No, absolutely no problem with grandma sharing her presence with anyone she chooses to. But the idea that she has to upload it to a server in Utah so that the entire damn world can get at it, and all of the advertisers who subscribe to Amazon services can nag her into buying things she doesn't need, I have a big problem with.
The interesting thing with that is that what do we mean by grandma? So what they haven't thought of is that they're assuming that they've taken the mobile model where everybody had generally, I mean, present company excluded, but you know, the normals out there, has one phone number, one person. And there is, you know, within for the 99% at least, you know, you have a mobile, you have the app on your phone, and it's only your phone. It's associated with your number. What they've overlooked here is that the Echoes are, even in a normal household, there isn't a one-to-one person or phone number relationship. So you might have one device shared with you and Sophie, for example, James, but you have two phone numbers, and this whole identity and addressing model. But also, if I get one of these and put it in Mum's annex, she doesn't have an Amazon account. I don't think so. I mean, she doesn't use, you know, she doesn't use the computer at all. She doesn't even have a mobile number. Actually, her mobile is a VoIP number that's linked to her phone number. But anyway, she therefore, but really, it will be another room. So I want to drop in on, I'll call it Mum's lounge or something, from my kitchen. Or if she's sat in the front lounge in our house and I'm in the kitchen and I want to tell her dinner's ready, I might want, I don't want to talk to, with Echo, I don't want to talk to a person. I want to talk to a place.
You're absolutely right. Yeah, Echo's a place thing.
They are physical place devices, not personal portable mobile devices. And so
it's like landlines divorced from the PSTN. You know,
yeah. I mean,
Well,
it is, and it's
Bluetooth.
I was just going to say that the hack I did at Tad's Hack London a couple of years ago, where we linked an iBeacon. Yeah.
Yes.
And there
and
are
you won a
still...
prize for that, I think, didn't you?
I did. Thank you, Truephone. I did, but there are still scenarios where what I'm saying there is, there are still scenarios when you want to call a place, and with this you actually want to call. So you might want to call a place or a family. I mean, I think even in the video for calling and messaging that they released, there's the use cases, and one of them is like there's a woman lying in bed with a cat on her chest, and it's kind of, Alexa, call the Smiths and tell them their cat is in our house again. And it's like she calls the neighbours. She doesn't call Bob Smith. So the aliasing and they haven't quite thought it through. Anyway, the interesting thing is, Michael, you now show up in my contacts. Oh, he's on his phone.
So I have a question, which is, have they told us what their business model is for this?
I'm guessing it's along the same whole business model of Alexa, that it's more Amazon in your life. Right,
which makes it wholly unsuitable for anybody who can't cope with modern technology, because it's just going to if you think that the landline spam is bad, automated Alexa spam is going to be much.
No, that's not true, because you can only call people who you've all kind of authorized.
Yeah, right.
The same. It's the same as you've got to have somebody in your contact.
So the moment you've used this to order a single pizza on any account that's linked to that device, it'll give them rights to order pizza anytime you say pizza or.
But that's nothing to do with calling, Jay. Calling, Tim. That's a general Alexa. So there was my colleague posted a link in our team chat yesterday that there is this article on Ars Technica for a company called, who are they called? Some spam. Voice Labs have just announced basically an ability to embed banner ads within your skills. So you can now have. I'll drop the link in the chat, but this is ads on Alexa. What it's really doing is just you play your skill plays out the voice, and then it tacks a pre-roll or post-roll ad on the end of it. But it's interesting because also
for this is the thing we most need in our lives.
Well, so the interesting thing with this is it's not Amazon doing ads. Amazon aren't interested in advertising to you on Alexa. I don't think they're more interested in using Alexa so that you can just buy stuff directly from them. Every time I say, Alexa, we need AA batteries, and they're shipped to me with Prime, they don't need to advertise to me because they already own the commerce.
Yeah, my 17-year-old son took precisely 15 seconds to find out how to order Xbox games on my Echo when it arrived,
and consume more stuff. Like it's a consumption device already for the business they have. What this is for the third-party skills being able to. They claim it's a way for third-party skill developers to monetize their skills, which is an interesting question that's going around the developer community as to, if I build a skill right now, there's no way for me to charge for it. So it's kind of the example. We're glad you enjoyed the healthy life tips skill. Stay in shape with such and such a protein bars. Just say add protein bars to my cart.
Good job you got your red button on, isn't it?
Yes.
That'd be another 3 boxes.
I've done this before. I never talk about her. I can say I never talk about Alexa with her in the room without putting the safety on. But so the interesting, there's 2 things. One is that Amazon actually updated their developer rules or whatever, saying you cannot promote. What was the line? You cannot promote. You can't have Alexa read an ad. Amazon's developer agreement restricts advertising. So you can't use their text to speech to read an ad, but you can. So you can play pre-recorded audio ads in your skill, which is one of their interesting concepts. So you can't. They'll let you advertise, but they won't let you use Alexa's voice to generate the ad.
Okay. Another leading question is: do you think they're going to facilitate or engineer some kind of PSTN gateway? Like Skype did.
Well, yeah, that's That's entirely possible. Sorry, I've got a whining puppy outside the office door, so we may get invaded in a minute by dogs. Oh, he's gone.
Yeah, cue the puppy cam.
Yes, there's two of them now as well. Yeah, I mean, I can see them potentially doing PSTN breakout. I mean, you'd then have to build a charging. Oh, here he is. Come on then, Grimble. Say hello. No.
Oh, it looks like Michael's off the phone now.
Oh, yeah, and his dog's just walked in as well.
Yeah.
Maybe we could have a little Yopet session. Dog camera.
Gosh, I thought we finished with Yopet, but it keeps on coming back, doesn't it?
We could have so this is perfect, Michael. So you have so I have you added now on my contacts.
Hang on, there you go. This is Julio. He's 9 months.
I have one who's 10 months somewhere. Grimble,
and he's
well, there's an opportunity to have the first transatlantic dog-to-dog
Alexa call. Yes.
Call, yeah.
Except he's gone downstairs now because there's something more interesting.
Actually, maybe I should do that. Maybe I should have a woof skill that allows, or a pack skill that allows the dogs all to.
There was a fantastic April Fool sort of video for Alexa called Pet Lexa, which was a whole bunch of animals. They claimed that it could now interpret pets, and but it was actually just a really good ad, actually, for like.
Well, the good news, Tim, you've got all the Alison prompts pre-recorded, ready for that, haven't you?
Yeah, most of them.
And they're absolutely beautiful.
They are glorious. Although the one from this one is the one from this doorbell is the one my all-time favorite is the one about her whispering sweet nothings to my phone. I did enjoy that.
Well, that's the doorbell, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's the doorbell. The other one, yeah, there were a couple of good ones in that actually as well. Yeah.
No, I love the dog ones. Go on, find them, Tim. Find a dog one.
Oh, you want them now?
Yes, now. We're lovely. Because Chris hasn't heard these, or have you?
Of course he has. He was in the room, I imagine.
Have you heard them, Chris?
I don't recall hearing them. I'm curious myself.
Well, if you had heard them, you would remember them.
I don't recall.
Give me a second. I'll.
While you're doing that, Michael, should we try a call between devices? Now you're in my contacts, I should be able to ask her to call you.
This is beautiful, live, unrehearsed, and with no safety net.
Dog. Yes.
Here goes. I'll when the dog stopped whining. Alexa, call Michael.
Okay. Michael, please.
There we go. Oh. So that if you say on your phone, answer the call on your device, Michael.
Alexa, answer the call.
There we go. Hello, can you hear me?
I love the colours.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. This is kind of weird. I'm gonna. I don't know. If I mute the mic, you guys won't hear us on here, but.
Yeah, we'll probably hear you on
my end of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll mute my mic and just send my audio over Alexa and back through Michael's mic into the call.
Okay.
So now I've muted the mic, but yes, you can still hear me just about through there.
Yeah.
Yeah, just about.
And I hear your dog barking.
Wow, sounds great.
And that's just the Dot. The Dot speaker is quite small compared to the Echo. The Echo has quite a good speaker, and it looks like Amazon Show will be even better yet.
Right. And I want to do this. I want to know, how did you manage to put your number into your app? Because I think that's the key to it, isn't it? For it to make it to.
The Alexa, hang up the call.
Yeah, you need to come unmute.
And now I'll come back
that's
into.
Much better.
Oh, I'm still hung on.
But that was pretty good. That was
Alexa,
live and unrehearsed.
Yes, I think it didn't seem to hang up cleanly because mine sort of hung on something. That's interesting. I think there's a by missing somewhere. It's clearly SIP because the call hasn't cleared down cleanly, has it?
So I have these files if you actually really want to hear them.
Okay, into dog mode.
Let's see.
Speaking of dogs, 2 seconds. I'm just going to see what he's shouting about.
That was Alison dog emulating.
Walkie. Walkie.
Now that, yes.
I'll have a think. Where am I?
Oh, that's a good one.
Will you be my master? All you have to do is scan me.
That's a good one. I'm fond of that.
You guys are hilarious.
Will you be my master? All you have to do is scan me.
Yes. But it gets better though, doesn't it, Tim?
Thank you. I'll be your faithful dog forever now.
How much did you pay her for that?
This is actually the most useful.
Ooh, now I'm going to connect to the internet.
Yes, that's definitely.
Yeah, but you are the only person, apart from Alison, who has those extremely valuable recordings, I guess. Aren't you, Tim?
And everybody
That's not quite true.
Recording here now.
Have you got them as well, Andy?
Well, we all have, because they were posted by Tim, the active VUC wire chat.
Were they the complete set?
Yes.
They're Alison's property, which she kindly let me use for this demo.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
So we had a great time. We missed you, Sam, in Berlin. You should have come out to Elio World.
Yeah, I went to Dublin to talk about the Lex feature that we've just launched with work to the AWS user group. So
but you did send a remote dangerous demo.
I did. Did you get time to squeeze it in, or I didn't?
No, in fact, I didn't actually discover it until about 30 minutes after the dangerous demo, which is really funny. But don't worry, we will use it. In fact, we probably we could actually stream it on here.
We could. Oh, yeah. Or I could just show you it
probably
now.
not.
I could just demo it.
Can you?
I can talk about it because it's a nice follow-on from Alexa. So
well, you can just pop it on here, can't you? I think you can screen share.
Yes. Yeah. Well, it's only really a phone call to make. So. Talking about, obviously we've talked about Alexa, but are you guys familiar with Lex, the AWS product? So Lex is, to use the slightly corny term, but actually makes sense, what's inside Alexa? If you take the A's off the end, you're left with Lex. So Lex is AWS rather than Amazon, but it's the core guts, or the core engine of Alexa. So it's a bot. It's their bot engine.
Is that the bit that you've been using to do all your clever bits that everybody's been copying?
No. That's the Alexa. That is Alexa. That's the Alexa voice service. So you've got, as a developer, so a quick one. There is obviously the Amazon devices like the Echo and the Tap and the
Dot.
Yep, that's the three Alexa devices. The Tap is awesome, and I still think my favorite one.
I thought it was.
No, well, it now has wake word detection. The only thing it doesn't have is the calling and messaging feature enabled yet, unless I've just got a software update. Call Sam.
Calling with Alexa is not
No,
supported.
it's still not. For some reason, I'm guessing it just hasn't had the software update. But it does have wake word detection now, which has made it very awesome, and it's portable. So I carry one of those in my laptop bag. Basically, it's great for demos. Anyway, so we have the Amazon devices. Then you have. There is the Alexa voice service APIs, which allows you to take the Alexa service and put it into your own electronics. So that's kind of aimed at consumer electronics manufacturers, car manufacturers.
So things like the Tribby, which Michael has an example.
Have you got one, Michael?
Randy has one. I have one as well.
Randy. Of course, Randy. Yes, because they're French, aren't they, Randy? Yeah. I've been wanting to buy one, but haven't quite had the.
Well.
justification to get one yet.
The best thing about
Honestly, we retired ours and bought another Dot because the Tribi was acoustically not as good as the
Dot. Interesting.
Yeah.
It's
The most novel feature on that is a little pop-out
pop
flag.
out. Yeah, I think there's a version 2. But then there are a few others. There's a watch actually, the Co-Watch, that has it built in, and various other devices.
I'm just thinking, you could use a pop-out flag thing to launch all kinds of things, couldn't you? That'd be a brilliant, dangerous demo.
Just do a Heath Robinson kind of machine. We send a message and it triggers a marble one, and
the flag comes up and triggers something else, which triggers something
else.
You
need marbles and shoots and things. Yes.
Yeah, which then triggers the T-shirt cannon. Are you going to Clucon or Astricon or any of those?
Me,
you? Because
possibly. I haven't got that far ahead yet. I can't think much past the end of May at the moment with events.
Yeah, I know the feeling.
Can I just remind that we are live and recording onto YouTube, so general conversation is probably not quite appropriate.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, so the where were we? So you have the Alexa devices and you have the third-party devices, and you also have the thing I've been doing, which is you can build your own device. So I have a whole bunch of Raspberry Pis on the counter up there, which you can turn into build your own Echo. So that was the main project that I started, and also putting it into a web browser, and you can call it. But this is all accessing Alexa.
Yeah, I've noticed that there are a whole load of projects now that give you creds for doing something or other.
Well, there's also there's then you can build your own third party. So that's the Alexa voice service. You can also then build Alexa skills, which are apps basically. So that's like the Domino's Pizza one or the Uber one, or the there's quite a nice. A friend of mine's got one called Inspire Me that just plays a quote. So I think it's enabled on here. Or Alexa, enable the Inspire Me skill. You can install.
Alexa, enable the Inspire Me skill.
Okay, I've enabled it. It may take a minute until you can begin using it. To start.
Then you can just say, Alexa, inspire me, and it'll play a quote. That's one of the more popular ones. That's a plug for Oscar's skill for him. And it plays out audio files, which is quite nice. But so that's the skill side. So what Lex is the ability to is completely separate from Alexa. It's the ability to build a single function service. So the problem with, say, the Alexa skills model is, if you wanted to use it for a public access type of scenario, the one I always talk about is, say, a train station information platform. You want to be able to say, to put a device, something with a speaker and a microphone on the platform that you can connect to and say, when's the next train to London or whatever. You wouldn't want to power that. Now, technically, you could do that using Alexa voice service to build your own Alexa device, and then with you could build your custom skill. But you'd also be able to walk up to it and say, Alexa, tell me a joke, or whatever like that. So you don't want the full range of things. What you can do with Lex is you can build a skill in a very similar way. It's slightly different, but if you're familiar with one, you're familiar with it. And then you can closely couple it to your own access channel. So that might be to embed it in an app, embed it within a communications channel, or build your own hardware device. So,
well, how does the output come back out of it? That's what puzzles me.
Lex. So what, from Lex you mean?
From Lex, yeah.
Yeah. So Lex has an audio API, much like the Alexa voice service. So you can phone and video. Right. Hang on a sec. 2 seconds.
There's something going on there. Alexa, inspire me. Oh. That's not very impressive, is it?
You don't feel particularly inspired then?
No, I'm definitely uninspired by that.
Ah.
All it's doing is it's flashing in lots of strange colours that I don't think I've seen before. I think. Sorry,
wife just coming from the gun. So I was saying before, the idea is that using Lex, you would closely couple your own your single function skill and your access channel. So what I've just been building at work, and we just released this week as a beta, is a Lex connector that allows you to take a phone call, or a Nexmo phone call, and link that straight up to your Lex bot. So Lex uses the Poly text-to-speech engine, and so Lex gives you speech recognition, natural language processing, and speech to text. sorry, and text to speech at the end, so it can then respond back to you much like Alexa.
Oh dear, it's looking threatening and making noises now. Hello. Yeah. It just randomly said hello to me. So.
It's probably just rebooted.
And did that inspire you?
Did it?
No. Well, I'll just try that again. Alexa, inspire me.
Here's some.
That's rubbish. Here's a.
That sounds like your internet connection's choking or something on your device.
Sam, I have a question before I forget.
James. Yes, Tim.
What were you using on your Pi hacks? What were you using for the audio, for the microphone and speaker?
In terms of hardware?
Yes.
Whatever I could generally find. So there's a really nice. Let me grab. Hang on.
I'm having trouble. Please try in a little while.
Thank you. That's useless.
Just a reminder that this is a bunch of grown men.
So yeah, Tim, this is one of the Alexa Pis, and this is the cheapest little microphone. It's about $8 for a USB microphone.
£5, 5 or 6 quid USB microphone. Yeah, no, I got one of those for this thing.
That's the cheap option. The one that works the best is have you seen the Jabra USB conference phone devices?
Yep, I got them.
Little saucer thing.
Yeah, have you got one there, Michael?
I've got mine in my bag somewhere, but that works phenomenally well. I mean, that's basically because you've got a microphone array and far field and things like that. But obviously, at that point, you're spending more than just buying a top.
I was kind of hoping
they don't have it. They don't have a.
Oh, there's one. Look, Michael's got one.
They have only a single microphone on these, although there are there's a much bigger one. Yeah, they have a single Omni mic. This is the 410 model. There's a 510 model that's Bluetooth enabled.
Yes, yeah, I've got the 410 somewhere.
I was hoping that maybe you'd done some experimentation with MEMS mics plugging into the I2C bus or something.
There is a thing I've backed on Kickstarter which should be shipping in June, which is it's actually called Matrix Voice, which is very confusing. Yeah.
Yet another Matrix.
Yeah, and I keep getting emails and thinking it's Matthieu's Matrix. So Indiegogo, Matrix Voice open source project. So this one, I've backed the one that doesn't. There is one that also has a microcontroller in it, and there's one that kind of plugs into the Pi on itself. It has a little ring of LEDs, and they've basically tried to make a sort of open source top half of an Echo, I think. But that has 7 microphones, an FPGA array, some LEDs, and some expansion pins to do stuff. I should be getting one of those in. I'll drop it in the chat, Tim.
Yes, thanks.
Did you say you work for Vonage, Sam?
Well, yeah, I work for Nexmo, who are owned by Vonage
who were
now.
Bought by
Vonage.
When we're not live, I have a question then.
If there's anything about your little residential phone box, I can't fix it.
No, not at all.
Cool. Yeah, sure. Just but no, my day job is I'm a developer advocate for Nexmo. So I build demos and stuff and prototypes and get people to build stuff with the Nexmo API.
Advocate, wasn't that kind of yellow eggy?
Well, we're advocates, not evangelists. That's the difference. There is a difference, but yeah, we're a two-way.
It's amazing how cheap USB microphones have got now. And we're looking here at proper USB stereo microphones for about kind of 19 quid.
Well, there's a couple of kits on the Alexa developer site actually. If you go to developer, now for the Alexa voice service, they've got a couple of. Where are we? Get started with AVS design. They're basically selling or recommending a couple of prototyping platforms. There's a couple of different mic arrays somewhere, if I can find the link to them. There's a Connexon, I think there's a 4 mic and a 2 mic. Although, so leading on also this Magpie kit thing that was last week, I believe.
What does the big blue button do?
So, well, at the moment this doesn't do anything because I've only made the hardware. But this is the Magpie magazine in the UK, which is the Raspberry Pi Foundation's official magazine. And
it looks like a box, not
well, it is.
not a magazine.
So do you remember about last year they gave away a Raspberry Pi Zero on the front of a magazine?
Yes, they did, and they
the same
immediately
magazine.
sold out.
Yes, so this is the same thing, but what they've given away this month is, let me find the one that's open, because that's the sealed one. They've done a partnership with
You've got
Google.
2 copies, you greedy person.
I've got a few copies. One's going to a friend in Prague. One is up for potentially. I'm open to offers.
A friend in Prague. Are you going to a certain thing in Prague shortly?
No, nothing. I'm not going. There's a guy who does a lot of stuff with the Alexa Pi project, who's been doing. So you get in here, you get the whole kit. You get a cardboard box. You get some buttons and wires. You get a speaker, a big arcade style.
A junky speaker.
Yes, it is actually. It's like something out of a 1970s Ford Cortina door speaker, I think.
Yeah.
You get, but the interesting bits especially are, there is this thing they call the voice hat, which is a Raspberry Pi hat shield to go on top of the Pi, which has basically breakouts and a couple of chips and a driver for the speaker, some servos, and a little stereo microphone.
What's it plug into?
Into the hat. Which,
so the hat's got analog in of some sort.
Well, I don't know whether it's using. There's on the Pi, so you can see that's the microphone. Tim.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there's at least some distance between them.
Yeah, so that's the two boards. So they're actually the 2 corners here, the 2 holes are the microphone inputs. So it does do some.
So, and you're saying this is free with the magazine?
The magazine is $5.99, but you get this kit with it.
But there aren't any.
Well, they did say there was some more had gone on. They just shipped a second batch of them.
Really?
This is a kit that's made by. It's a Google. It actually says made by you with Google. It's a Google sponsored kit, and the image is to build your own Google Home Assistant device out of a Raspberry Pi. So that's what they're
based on Android things.
Well, there's a choice. It can be either Android things or Raspbian. I believe the standard distro is Raspbian. It's just
really. Well,
yes,
that's an interesting departure for Google.
If you go to it's AIY projects, AI yourself or something, as opposed to DIY is the term. AIY projects.withgoogle.com. Again, I'll put the link in the chat. That's got the instructions to the kit and the images to download the software. I'll put this one back.
What the deal with the servos is? How are the servos used in this?
So I think one of the add-ons. What they're implying is that this is sort of part 1 of a series of things, and you'll be able to add. So I think it's because every Raspberry Pi project is build a robot. There was a dog sleeping on my feet.
Yeah.
And so the idea is you can now take the box, and I'm sure probably the next kit will be a set of wheels that goes along to drive it. But no, the button is just instead of a wake word. So you press the button and say, "Okay, Google, what time is it in New York?" or whatever. I haven't powered up my Google Home yet.
Yes. Okay, Google, fire all weapons. Oh my God! My Nexus is trying to fire all weapons.
Maybe the servo is for James's little flag. I don't know.
It seems to be. I suspect actually the voice hat board is a sort of generic one that can control a few things, and it has some servo inputs on it anyway. So they've already broken out. But
is that a voice hat board you can get from anywhere else?
Well, they will. There is no, because the hat board actually says it is a Google branded board. But if you go to that website,
oh no.
There is a link somewhere that says they will start selling the parts and the board and things at some point.
My thing is trying to fire all weapons now. Seriously.
I scanned accidentally in the early.
It is firing all weapons. Stop.
In the early of running the security, we typed an IP address, and we did a full vulnerability scan on the White Sands missile base, which made me somewhat nervous. And one of my colleagues leaned over and said, "Incoming," which I wasn't happy about at all. We sent a profuse apologetic email to them.
But yeah, the image, Tim, is definitely in the voice
I'm just
chat.
looking through. So there's a voice recognizer, system control start voice recognizer.
I think it's actually open source somewhere as well. Well, I think it's. I mean, some of it will be using the Google APIs for doing. You know, I think it sends the voice. I think it just sends the voice to the Google Cloud voice recognition.
Oh, really?
Text service.
Oh, shame. I was hoping it was going to do it locally.
Yeah, there aren't many good locally ones. The only local one still is Pocket Sphinx, really, for doing recognition. The interesting one is if you want to do wake word detection, have a look at Snowboy.
Snowboy.
Yeah, it's snowboy.kit.ai.
It says SNOW boy.
Yeah, snowboy.kitt.ai. This is a hot word detection engine that runs locally on a Pi, and you can do trigger words and works really well for wake words. Or if you want to have a few words, because it can trigger a few. I've got a demo somewhere. I've got a kind of it's a router, so it will. You can give it. I've configured it with like 4 different trigger words, and depending on which word you do, it records your next prompt and then sends it to a different cloud service. So you can have a Raspberry Pi that can be both a Google Assistant, an Alexa device, and whatever your own one might be.
It's funny when you. I'm just looking through this. When you look through how much fun it is to sign up, how many steps you have to go through to join a service like one of these cloud services. I think back to the efforts in Tropo to get the onboarding as simple as possible. And I think that many of these cloud services haven't quite got there yet.
Yeah, well, it's tricky. I was just been playing with the IBM Watson stuff this week as well. So I seem to be becoming the bot master at Nexmo. Probably not the best title.
The botty boy. No, that's even worse. Isn't it?
Yes, you're not improving things there, James.
But yeah, so I'm kind of doing a lot of stuff with the different AI bots and things. So I say we've been doing Lex and doing some stuff with Watson. I've just been literally today built some code for doing streaming recognition with Watson. But yeah, signing up for an IBM account, and there was something weird like, that was it. You couldn't copy and paste a password into the password reset. You can copy and paste passwords into the sign in, but it wouldn't work to copy and paste into the password reset form for your new password. It was very annoying.
Presumably because you can script that.
I don't know. I don't know whether it's intentional or just incompetent. You never quite tell from these things. Was it never attribute to malice what can be suitably explained by incompetence?
Doesn't that happen around us all the time?
Somebody's law, I think. As I used to refer to it for telcos, 10% evil, 90% incompetent. To be evil actually takes some thought and planning. Most of the time, they're not even they're not even clever enough to consciously do that. It's just somebody making a dumb decision that's stopping you.
I did like we're straying off into for rabbiting, so maybe we should have a conversation when we're not live, so it doesn't offend the content guidelines.
Maybe this is a good moment to not be live.
Yeah.
How long have we been going for?
Chris, have you got anything to add? 4 minutes till we're on 2 hours.
Okay.
Yeah, I got to drop and run to another meeting. It was a blast syncing up with you guys. Hopefully I can do it again next week.
Yeah, when do we get you in Europe, Chris?
Oh, man. I had a chance and it got shot down because of travel and we were over budget. But, man, I'm still working on it.
Yeah.
The other problem is you've got to get that thing through immigration. Because normally they try and capture things like that and put them in a cage.
6 months in quarantine for the moustache.
Absolutely.
Hey, you guys have a great rest of your day. It was fun chatting with you. Missed you guys.
Take care, Chris.
Right.
And with that, I think the broadcast can end.